Hello, everybody, and welcome to On the First Tee with JT. As you know, I'm Janis Thornton with JT Fitness and Golf, and I'm an online personal trainer. As much as I love helping people with their fitness and in their golf game, I also love to help my friends promote their businesses. And today I have the pleasure of having Vickie Griffith with a breakthrough on, and we're calling all entrepreneurs because you're going to want to listen to Vickie today. And even if you work for corporate America, you're also still going to want to talk to Vickie today. So Vickie, welcome. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you. I really appreciate the invitation. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So Vickie, share with us, like, what led you to your business? Like, how did you get started?
Well, it's always very fascinating to me to find out that from other people, because we start looking backwards and we're like, oh my gosh, I've kind of been on this path and I didn't even know that I was. So I have always been, even as a child, a very observational person, partially because I was really overweight as a child. And so I was never picked for the reindeer game. If you're familiar with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I lived on Misfit Island because I was one of the misfits. And so I was rarely asked to play anything. So outside, I would watch the kids. And I would observe and wonder, well, why did Johnny just say that to Susie? And how come Danny was picked over Steve? And what happened if, so-and-so, or Darcy, actually asked me to come over to her house? How would I react to that? So those are the things I would ask myself, even at a very young age. I'm talking like first grade. And that is what I do today. So what I do with my clients is I do a lot of observation. I am very intuitive, and that, I think, is what taught me how to be intuitive from that young age. And I can solve and help people solve their problems by working backwards through what went on in their lives so that we can clear it and move forward. And what I've also discovered through my own personal history is that the things that bother me today and get in my way and keep me stuck in my business or in my life, in my relationships, in wanting to dream bigger, but keeping myself stuck, is what's going on up here. And that's why I found golf so fascinating, because almost every one of the pros will tell you it's up here first. It's in your mind. What Jack Nicholson say, what goes on between your ears type of thing. And it's true. It's what's going on in your ears. It's a very mental, emotional game. And that's what I help my clients with, is get through the mental, emotional side of building a business and creating sales and feeling comfortable with sales. And believe it or not, with entrepreneurs, being okay with money.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is your client's biggest challenges? And I'm glad you brought that one up. But what do you think your client's biggest challenges are?
Truthfully, I do think it is their limiting beliefs, whether they know they're there or not. Many of my clients are very self-aware. So they'll come to me and say, this is what's happening. This is my challenge. I'm not getting enough cash flow in. And the reason why is because I have always been told as a young kid that money doesn't grow on trees. If I ever asked for anything, I was always told, no, we can't afford it. And I know that baggage is still creating issues in my life. I can share with you, for me, two of my grandparents were entrepreneurs, and I watched them struggle for money. And it wasn't anything that was said to me. I never looked at their bank balances. I was a kid, I was like 5, 6, 10 years old. But growing up my entire life, I watched them struggle. And when I started building my own business and started my own business, I was like, why am I making this so hard? I realized it was through that observation that had imprinted on me. And I had decided that being an entrepreneur was hard work, and you had to struggle, and you had to struggle with money.
That's very interesting. I have a feeling there's a lot of people out there with that same issue, for sure. Because like when you talked about, oh, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, yes, I was told that as a kid all the time. And yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, what will happen if these people don't take action, what happens?
Well, what happens is they do struggle in their business, and there's a lot of nights that they're awakened either in the middle of the night or can't get to sleep at all because they're worried. They're pacing the floor. How am I going to pay the bills? Oh, his little Susie needs braces. How are we going to afford that? I'd really like to take the kids on a family vacation. I can't do that. They tend to work a lot. So in other words, they work more than they really should have to. Because they feel guilty, obligated, they feel burdened, they feel a lot of responsibility, and they feel like they're not enough. It could be any of those or all of those at the same time. And so they work a lot, which means that they're missing out with spending time with friends. They're missing out on family, or even if they, let's say they go to little Susie's baseball game, they're there, but they're not there.
Right.
They're constantly looking at their phone, they're looking at their emails, they're like, who do I need to contact tomorrow? What do I need to do? Rather than enjoying the experience.
Right. Oh, there's a lot of parents out there who are doing that. That's for sure. Okay. So what's a common myth about coaching, dieting, building a business that you can debunk?
Well, all of it. It doesn't matter any of those. It is, people think if it's not working, they need a new strategy. They need to buy a new tactic. So for dieting, it's typically, I need a different diet. So they will buy into a food program and they will think that that's going to be the one that's going to make them thinner, or the new supplement, or what, new process, whatever it may be. With business owners and entrepreneurs, it's the new shiny object, we often call them, because we do tend to have a short attention span and we like things new for the most part. We like things exciting. And therefore, what they're looking for is a next tactic or strategy. Is it email campaigns? Is going to make me wealthy? Is it ads on any of the platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google ads, they're looking for the next tactic or strategy. And that's the wrong place to start.
Right.
Because I don't know about you, and this is, being very vulnerable here, being in business for over 20 years, I have bought a lot of tactics and I didn't follow through with a lot of them.
No, I'm with you. It's again, the bright, shiny object. You're like, maybe this is going to be the way that it's going to help me grow the business. Oh, maybe this is going to do it. It's easy to do. It's very easy to do. But yeah, at least one thing I've learned is if I'm going to get that bright, shiny object, I have to follow through. So if I know I can't follow through, I'm not allowed to get it, is what I've told myself. Because I just don't want to have it and then never get looked at. That's a waste of time and energy and money and blah, blah, blah. So
exactly. And I love that is a strategy, right? You've come to a conclusion on that strategy. And I love that strategy because a lot of my clients come to me with, well, I'm going to buy into XYZ. And I'm like, no, you're not. They're like, well, wait a minute. I'm like, no, you're not. Or networking. You and I were sharing that networking is a really big opportunity for you in your business. And so you spend a lot of your time networking, which is fabulous strategy. You found out what worked and you keep doing it. The problem sometimes, though, is that people will overschedule themselves and then they're still not following through with the networking. So they're showing up on the virtual calls or the in-person meetings. But really, there's more of an investment than just showing up. That's 80% of it. I absolutely agree. But the other 20% is reaching out to the people you just got to meet. And most people won't do that. And they're leaving money on the table because they're going to the next networking group, the next meeting. And so my clients, we figure out 3 strategies of revenue for them, and then we dive deep into those. And if it is networking, then we pick 3 and only 3. And until we know that that is completely finished and done, that you've done everything, that you're building those relationships and everything is kind of, you've met everybody, you've talked to everybody, you've helped as many people as you can, not only through your business, but in networking, the person who often says, hey, I know somebody that can help you, the referral network as well, and keeping those nurtured, then perhaps we'll add another one.
Yep. No, that makes total sense, because you can definitely over network, because all of a sudden I'll have a stack of 50 to 100 business cards. And I'm like, oh, holy cow. Now then you freeze, or at least I will be vulnerable here. I'll freeze like, okay, now what do I do? Because now I got to get them into a CRM, or do I put them into a CRM, or I got to email them, try to do one-on-one. Do I want to do one-on, it's like, oh, it's just so much sometimes.
And I don't know if you can hear it, but I actually have some yard work going on outside, and there's a little bit of buzzing. And that's what happens to us as business owners. We have this buzzing in our head. Like you said, what do I do with these? Oh my gosh, it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 months. Do I really reach out? Now there's shame, right? There's shame involved with, oh my gosh, I knew I should have, and I didn't. And what are these people going to think about me 2 months later? Well, they haven't reached out to you either. So I think you're probably.
That's exactly, because that's what I've learned. It's like, just reach out anyway. Just say, oh, I'm so sorry, I've been busy. Thank you for waiting. I can't wait to meet you and learn about you and your business and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's just like, it's never too late to reach out, I don't think, because what do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose, quite honestly.
Exactly. And a lot of stuff that we're talking about, we're talking specifically around business owners and entrepreneurs, but really what you just said, anyone, corporate people, people who are working the 9-to-5 job, you have the same kind of buzzing in your head about your do's and your don'ts. And right now on a lot of my Google searches, all of a sudden things are coming up about building relationships. And I don't mean like loving, intimate relationships, but like friendships. And so if that's what you're looking to do, is to build friendships and have more friends in your life, then getting out and networking, really, your networking might be different than mine, right? I'm going to the business opportunity networking, but your networking is going to be social. And you go join a club, or you go take a class, or I know more people that decided to do things in their own interest. In other words, take a class in cooking because they like cooking, and then meet their soulmate there because they're doing what they love rather than what they should be doing. So it's the same scenario for you as well, even though you may not own your own business.
Absolutely. I tell people all the time who are trying to find love, I'm like, why don't you find a networking group of your, like, that's interesting to you, not like a business networking, but like a hiking club or a wine club or whatever. So you can meet people that might have your same interest. Like, yes, exactly. I love it. Okay. So what else do you want to share with the folks about what's some great things you have going on right now, and how can people contact you?
Oh, thank you for asking. So what I have going on right now is I have created a course. It's all online with weekly coaching. So you do get personalized coaching. My clients will, if they can't make the coaching call live, then they'll email me what their questions are so I can address them on the call. And it is a 6-month program that I'm very excited to announce first on your interview. We just opened it up and just launched it. And it takes you from start to finish. So you're going to clarify your message, because if people don't know what you do, they're not going to have that space in your brain to remember. And we're going to help you through the mindset and the belief systems about running a business, and give you tools and techniques to help you move through theirs. Everyone says, well, just walk through the fear. Well, I can tell you, I've been pretty afraid before, and that wasn't an option until I was prepared to walk through the fire. So we help you get prepared for that. And usually by the time you get to the edge of the fire, it's not that big a deal. I've had many friends do the fire walk. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I am, and I've had a few. It sounds crazy to me. I'm sorry.
It does, but that's what I hear all of them say, is that they were so scared, prepared themselves, and then they don't even remember walking across the hot coals because they had prepared themselves so well for it. So without fear. And sometimes it is with fear. So sometimes you have to walk through the fear too, and then you get to the other side and you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. So we'll walk through all your mindsets, and we'll also gonna give you a strategy, because that's what everybody wants. So
yes, absolutely.
Give you the strategy and tools to be able to grow your business and more importantly, to attract and close sales. And for a lot of entrepreneurs, that's a really bad word. They don't like to think about sales. It just, again, goes back to your mindset. What do you think about sales? Is it the pushy salesperson that is your thoughts? Or is it a conversation where you're actually in service? And that's how I look at them. I am helping them, and my program might not be right for them.
Right.
But I can suggest something else for them. And I know you do that too for your clients.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I think both of us, we just want it to be a great fit
Right.
for the person and not just an okay fit.
Right.
I don't want someone to take my course or come work with me and not finish. I want them to be all in. And I think that's one of the reasons why I make sure if I'm going to sign up with someone, I'm like, I now can give you my attention. I'm in. Otherwise, it's a waste of time for you though, and that person if they're not all in. So
I agree.
yay.
I agree.
Vickie,
So
what's the best way to get a hold of you, in touch
you
with
can
you?
get in touch with me at vickiegriffith.com. That's my website. You can email me at vickiegriffith.com. And if you go to the website on the very homepage, right next to the video, there's a button that says, yes, I want to learn more. And that's actually a scheduling link. So you can get on my calendar and we can talk.
Perfect. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Vickie, for being on. And I really appreciate your time. And everyone, if you love what you heard Vickie say, get in touch with her and get out of your own head, because we all need to get out of here sometimes, a lot of times. So everyone, have a fantastic day.
Thank you.